Hey, Gemini, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your bonus eclipse reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Gemini, what is this eclipse season bringing in for you? What are you releasing in order to realign with some of the changes that 2025 has in store? So we have some big changes happening. It is the kickoff of Aries season, the astrological new year. We have the spring equinox here in the northern hemisphere, the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere. So seasonal changes taking place. We have two planets going retrograde, both Mercury and Venus. And we also have, again, the first eclipse season of 2025. So it is a big month. We have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo on the 14th of March, which brings in themes of perfectionism and control, really cleansing and refining and releasing any outdated habits or patterns that limit us. And then we have the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries on the 29th. That brings in a fiery energy around new beginnings, themes around independence, courage, and empowerment. So really, Gemini, this month teaches us to take risks and embrace our inner truth and authenticity. So let's see how this plays out for you personally. Now you have Taurus, Virgo, Leo, and Gemini at the bottom here, which is you. So you may have these placements in your chart, specifically your top three. You may be dealing with others who have these placements in their chart, or you're just embodying these energies all together. So you have here Virgo. Now, as I mentioned, we do have a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, and it says, trust all will be well. So basically that full moon, that lunar eclipse is a time of cleansing. So getting rid of the old, making way for new. Some of you are doing some spring or fall cleaning at this time. You're really releasing things, maybe physically, you're decluttering. You could be decluttering the mind as well for you, Gemini, clearing the mind in order for you to be open to new creative ideas and expansive thinking here. So trust in the process, because oftentimes it's when we hang on to what needs to change that causes us to feel stuck, or it causes us to feel misaligned or out of alignment here, which will clarify what areas are out of alignment. We have Taurus energy, know your worth. And again, because themes around control and empowerment are coming up in the month of March, this is the time to really know your worth. And I feel independence is coming up here. So you may be called to speak up. And actually, before I started your reading here, I felt a lot of stickiness in my throat chakra, which means communication could feel a little bit sticky or a little bit hairy or even uncomfortable in the month of March. But know your worth, stand up for your truth and your personal freedom, even if that may feel a bit uncomfortable, because you are worth it. And then you have Leo's energy that reminds you to lighten up. Because we have so many shifts taking place, it can feel heavy at times. We can go to extremes, highs and lows, but this is reminding you to play. It's reminding you to have fun and not hang on for dear life, but just to go with the flow a bit more. Now, Leo also brings in strength, the strength to face any of those fears, to overcome difficulty, and have the courage to fully, release the old and realign for what's to come. Now, Gemini, you are showing up here at the bottom of the deck, and it says, embrace the flow of life. Basically, what I was just talking about here. So yeah, you don't want to hang on to anything this month. This is not the month to, continue moving forward in anything that's been outdated, because it feels like the expiration date, like something is coming up to its expiration date and you don't want to hang on to it, because what happens when you eat something past the expiration date, right? Something that's spoiled or something that's gone bad or it's moldy, it can poison you. It can make you sick. And I feel like you don't want that to happen here. So you're really embracing the flow. And if something is being released or illuminated, it's for your highest good. Because right behind it, look at, you have Leo's energy that says shine. I almost feel like the changes, the new beginnings that are coming in for you now by Leo season, so July or August, could be a full peak, meaning sunshine, happiness, confidence, playfulness, vitality, all of the powerful energies that the sun brings in is really shining here for you. It's going to start, right? Things are shaking up for you now. They're being revealed now, but some of you have something very beautiful that's in the works, and you're going to see it really bringing about positive change by Leo season. And for those of you that are Leo rising or Leo moon, this definitely impacts you in a big way. All right, so let's dive in here to the truth. What is being illuminated? What truth is being revealed? Look at that. You have the Strength card here. Now, yes, in this deck, it's card number 11. The 8 and the 11 are swapped around. That used to, in some decks, you'll find those numbers swapped around, but we're going to embrace the Strength here, which is that Leo energy again. And I didn't even see that because it was upside down and I couldn't see the number or the strength here, but it says strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. So basically here, what is being revealed? Well, maybe some sort of weakness, but also some sort of vulnerability. All right, so there's a vulnerability within you, and some of you may think of that vulnerability as a weakness, but in fact, it is our greatest strength. And because this is showing up, key major arcana, this tells me that eclipse season is going to be a big one for you. When you have the Strength here, this is about overcoming difficulty. It is about facing those fears head on, not fighting, not flighting, right? Not disconnecting or detaching or self-doubting self-doubting or self-sabotaging even. But it's about you facing something, even if it scares you. It is about you standing in your truth, but also standing behind your heart, basically. Compassion and kindness and inner strength, personal strength is showing up. And I do see here forgiveness coming in. So some of you may realize that you have forgiven a situation or a person or even yourself. So this is a big reveal that is going to reveal some of your greatest strengths. But you wouldn't know them if you wouldn't have known the other side, right? If you wouldn't have understood or succumbed to some of your weaknesses, because there is a balance. And I see that you are choosing to heal something. It's coming full circle. You see the infinity symbol, which is often you'll find on the Strength card, is that infinity symbol. So something is coming full circle here, and that's what's being revealed. Now, what needs to be released? You have the Ace of Pentacles. What needs to be released is an outdated belief, habit, or pattern that has to do with a prolonged new beginning. There may be a belief that you're never going to have a new beginning, or you'll never be able to break a pattern or a habit. The start of a new life. Because some of you, this talks about physical health and well-being. For others of you, it's balancing up your material desires with your spiritual world. And when this Ace of Ariel, aka Ace of Pentacles here, it says there's new resources. So you may feel like you don't have resources. That is an outdated belief. Like you may not feel like you have the resources or the support or the time or the money. If we constantly tell ourselves, that we don't have the money, right? I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have, the support. that's what we continue to spiral into. So for those of you, pay really attention to any beliefs that tell you you don't have this, because you do. This is what you are embracing, what you are meant to call in at this time. This could be a change in job. It could be a change in promotion. It's basically the start of a new life. So anything that shows up and limits that, I challenge you, Gemini, to figure out what that is for you. Again, an outdated belief, a defense mechanism, a pattern, a relationship, or a habit that holds you back from creating this new life for yourself. Because it is your lucky day. You have the ability here to manifest luck and fortune by you turning that wheel, right? You are in charge of this new start, and you have what it takes. Now, what are you being called to bring into balance? What area is out of alignment? Well, look at that. You have the justice and the strength, both the 8 and the 11 here. So this is kind of interesting because this is about you, fighting for justice in some way. And I feel like in the past, maybe you've gone through a divorce or you've gone through a period that was unfair. And maybe the truth of it is that, yes, that situation may have felt unfair, but in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture, it feels like there's a rebalancing coming in. A karmic cycle is closing out for you. So this says fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. So if there has been disharmony, or if there has been a ruling in the past and you didn't believe that you could win or that you could have a favorable outcome, reword your goal, reword your desires, focus on the balance here, because justice will be served. This energy, which is also Libra, okay, Libran energy here, is all about justice and karma. And karma, what goes around comes around. You cannot hide from karma, and it's not always bad, right? People look at karma and they give it a bad rap, like, ooh, karma, it's coming my way, it's got to be bad. But karma's good too. Basically, karma is, consequences from choices that we've made and lessons that we've either learned or we haven't learned enough of, and it keeps repeating. It's not a bad thing. But I feel for you, there is a cycle that is closing. So what is this karmic cycle that is closing for you? What lesson is completing? King of Wands. Look at that. King of Wands is keeping your eyes on the big picture. For one, we just said that. But King of Wands is someone who marches to the beat of their own drum. And it's in reverse. So some of you, this is a cycle that you're closing out with maybe a King of Wands in reverse. This could be someone that you've divorced, or someone that, was very challenging, maybe even a boss, or it could be a brother, or, someone who may have even been stubborn, inflexible, dominant, bossy, or they had a better than mentality, male or female. This is just the divine masculine, but there's plenty of women out there who carry more masculinity. So please take it as it resonates. But I feel like the lesson here is to not shut down, right? Not let egoic patterns from others or even yourself hold you back. This is also about leaving the details to others in a way, right? Letting karma play out. We don't have to dish out karma for others, right? That's just going to happen. And I feel like you may have some lessons on what influences you, because some of you had some influences that were negatively influencing you. And for others of you, there may have been someone who, felt very dramatic. They didn't give you that support or that love, hence the Ace of Pentacles here. And it caused a bit of, a blockage. But I feel like the lesson here is that you can have a genuine concern for others, that you can call in a King of Wands in the upright, that you can yourself be the King of Wands in the upright. This is someone in the, positive light who is adventurous, someone who's very active and passionate and goal-oriented and driven. This can be entrepreneurship. This is about spiritual creativity here and expressiveness, where he's able to express his ideas and he has the resources. He's a king for a reason, because he has gone through the different levels. He has completed and accomplished many different goals and lessons that have gotten him to this point. And I feel like there's definitely a rebalancing taking place, and you're closing out any inconsistencies. Some of you may even be leaving the corporate world, or you're leaving behind an old version of yourself and entering into maybe more of an adventurous time of your life. But let's see what new energy is coming in. We have the heart awakening here. We have the Knight of Cups. This is what is coming in. Now, all knights represent, action takers. They are the do-gooders. They're the ones that move forward here. And this specific knight, he can be very romantic, very dramatic, very poetic, and also very introspective here. So what new cycle is coming in for you? This could be a committed romantic relationship. For others, this is, maybe even being swept off your feet. Some of you, it could be literally, like maybe you're dancing, you're taking a new course or a new class. Some of you are moving your body. You're moving to the beat is what I'm getting, the beat of the music. I'm also getting Michael Jackson. Maybe some of you hear a Michael Jackson song, or you could be, maybe someone's name is Michael or Jackson. But I feel like there are situations that are coming in here for you, Gemini, that are really going to make your heart flutter. They're going to make your heart flutter. This could be connections with family. It could be a love for what you do. The Knight of Cups, he's open to love. He's wanting emotional depth. There could even be a proposal that is coming in for you. Some sort of proposal, maybe, an engagement. It could be a love proposal. For others of you, this is going to be, an opening up of your career, King of Wands, where you love what you do and you're traveling and you may be helping people on a global level. You may be an inspirational leader or an influencer of some sort. And I feel like you are moving forward, leading with the heart, and then, of course, using that brilliant intellect, that mind of yours to help you build. And as I always say, the mind can build or it can destroy. And now that the heart is leading the way, your mind is kind of aligning with that energy now. Now that you've made some strong choices around that heart and around, what truly fulfills you and brings you spiritual, enlightenment and happiness as well, I feel like the mind is catching up and saying, all right, we can have this. We can align the head and the heart. And that's where miracles happen. So what guidance does the universe have for you? What guidance here does the universe have for you? Well, we have, oh my goodness, you have the Queen of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Queen of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. So we have a pair. We have a counterpart here. So Gemini, either you are married, you could, maybe you are getting a divorce here, or some of you, this is, justice can also be marriage. It can be legal documentation. But this is the 10 of Pentacles. So there is a rebalancing when it comes to family patterns. It could even be family dysfunction. I feel like something is being released. Something is being healed. Divine counterpart with the 10 of Pentacles. Whatever is being released is for your highest good. So somewhere, somehow, you will reach this level of 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is stability, financial security, wealth, abundance. It's basically legacy material. This is about family ties, family money, investments, inheritance. Some of you are getting out of debt, right? You're paying off your debt, or you're healing some sort of family drama that has occurred. It can even be taking a look at emotional bonds versus material wealth, or possessions that may have blocked genuine connections. That is something that is being addressed at this time. So pay attention to the truths that are being illuminated here, because some of you, it's going to it's going to take strength for you to stay, and it's going to take strength for you to leave, or to rebalance this dynamic, this legacy, whether this is a career or a relationship or partnerships. Venus in retrograde really has us reflecting, what does happiness in relationships and family look like? What does it feel like? What action do I need to take to manifest the life that I want for myself? What is the desired outcome here? Can we compromise? Can we work together? Or is there an outdated, expired, time of your life that is ready to, be released in a way in order for you to create and leave behind some sort of legacy, so others don't have to repeat a pattern as well? So I feel like the messages are clear here. It says there is so very much to be grateful for: financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. Now that is a message from Spirit, right? There's a message here of long-term growth. And I'm also getting health. There's something here about your health could be illuminated in order for you to take action towards healing the heart in some way. Maybe this is heart health, anxiety, depression. It can even be making choices that feel like they are more conducive to your happiness, even if that makes others feel uncomfortable in a way. Because I feel through that uncomfortability is where you find conflict resolution. It's where you find justice and peace. And that may be between a king and a queen. Okay, this is independence. It's brilliance. It's charming. It's passionate. The Queen of Wands, it says here, she can do anything. And this was your message from your, the universe, your guides. You can do anything right now, Gemini. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. So for those of you that are single, you have a 10 of Pentacles and a divine counterpart coming in here for you. This is part of the new energy that is entering. So if you have any loose ends to tie up, wrap that up now, but remember that healing is not linear. We're constantly healing and evolving. But if there are some things that need closure or apologies or amends, do what you need to do in order to fully embrace this new cycle. For those of you that are in a relationship, you could be going through a divorce, right? Or perhaps you've been in a dynamic where there's a divorce, but I'm also seeing here for those of you that are happy and together and aligned, you are reconfiguring, what does life look like together? What does life look like when we join assets or come together in a big, beautiful way here? So both of you may be compromising and negotiating and really taking a look at, long-term goals together. Beautiful. Now, lastly, you have the Totara tree, which is about culture. There may be a message around cultural, backgrounds or diversity here. This can also be about self-sustaining, right? You may be guided to become more self-sufficient in a way. And that also plays into that eclipse in Aries. That brings in themes around independence and self-sustainment or self-sufficiency here. So some of you are learning how to stand on your own 2 feet in a way, maybe after being in a job of 20 years or a relationship of 20 years. This is about grounding yourself in nature, rooting your energies. So this can be a month where we feel a bit imbalanced because there's a lot of shifts taking place. So really aligning by working with tourmaline, working with, nature, eating more plant-based vegetables or fruits where you're not feeling as heavy or as scattered. So whatever grounding techniques that you have, Gemini, pull them out of your hat and use them, because you're going to need it, because these changes that are being ushered in are for your greatest good. And lastly, here you have the chestnut tree. This is all about home, comfort, change. It's mother energy here as well. So some of you, this is all about, healing the divine feminine, maybe even healing from mother wounds. Some of you, your mother has crossed over and there could be a really beautiful message coming in from her as well. It says, embrace the changes in your body, your mind, and your spirit. And if you look at this beautiful chestnut tree that's, transformed into this divine feminine, she's holding this fawn, this baby deer in her arms, and it brings such a gentle, compassionate energy. It reminds me of the Strength card. And some of you are going through massive changes in your body, in your physical life, in your career, and you are being asked to embrace these changes because Mother Earth is here. You are supported. You are nurtured. And also to love up on yourself more than ever. Okay, that is coming in here. So Gemini, that is what I have for you. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And if you haven't already hopped on board the Soul Saturday sessions where I show up face to face and deliver channeled readings for you personally as well as global predictions. And then I also answer your questions as well. So again, I will link that in the playlist here at the end of this video, but feel free to check those out if you haven't already. Thank you so much for tuning in, Gemini. Lots of love.